What's going on? Shangodiac, aka Real Deal Ray. And today we're going to be doing a condensed Shangodiac for the elements, okay? Don't worry, your specific sign will be coming within the next 2 to 3 days. I'm going to be dropping Shangodiacs for all of the signs, okay? But for now, I wanted to do one for, of course, fire, water, air, and earth. So this particular reading is going to be brought to you by Cartas Españolas. That's right. I got me a new Spanish deck. Had to get a new one. My old one, God bless her, but she's lived up to her. She's lived up to her use. You know what I'm saying? And when she's done lived up to her use, you got to get rid of her. You got to retire her. Okay. So first off, I'm going to just shuffle and see which one we're going to do first. Which element. Okay. Now, before we begin, this particular elemental Shangodiac is brought to you by the 360 Protection Audio Amulet. I got to tell you this before we even get started into this, and we're going to probably dive deeper into detail as far as, you know, your own particular sign goes and how it may affect you personally, but you could probably pick up some shit from this reading here too. Between now and the 7th, the new moon, there are some drastic changes going. You're going to want to have your protection up, which is why I'm telling you about the 360 Protection Audio Amulet, which is also a subliminal incantation. This particular audio amulet will definitely provide you the protection that you're going to want. Some added extra protection over the next week and a half to 2 weeks. I'm telling you that right now. Many of you are. Okay? Just take my word for it. There's also a bath that comes with this particular subliminal incantation, the 360 Protection. It should be popping up on the screen somewhere. But and not only protection from outside source, from outside occurrences, but you want inner fortification as well. Because a lot of the ways that we get attacked are, I would say maybe even probably 90% are mentally and spiritually, on the unseen level first. A lot of us are too busy looking at, you know, what is transpiring in our lives. That's just the after effect. Do keep that in mind, okay? So without further ado, let's see who's up first. Are we doing fire signs first? Are we doing water signs first? Are we doing them fucking muddy earth signs first? How about them air signs? Looks like we're doing air signs first. All right. So if you happen to be a Gemini, a Libra, or even an Aquarius, one of the Aquarians, then this is something you're going to want to definitely listen up for, okay? If your moon is under an air sign, you're also going to want to perk up too. Why? Because that's what's going to be able to get a better picture of your emotional state, because obviously your air sign is what runs your or governs. I don't even want to say governs. You govern your emotion, but you'll see where your tendencies are, emotionally speaking. All right. So if you're an air sign, or you have an air moon, or if an air sign is over like a very important part of your chart, maybe your rising, Maybe your Venus, because a lot of you are so concerned about fucking love and shit. All right? Go ahead and just project that energy of reception. All right. That was enough. Hold on. Before we show us what needs to be shown. Tell us what needs to be told in regards to the air signs. What needs to be shown, what needs to be said in regards to the air signs. So do get that 360 protection. And besides, that's just a tool that you're going to want to have in your arsenal. Okay? And that is going to be also available to all Sorcerer's Corner members. So if you're not a Sorcerer's Corner member, you're missing out on a lot of shit. A lot of shit. You can be taking advantage of a lot of shit. Alright? In case you're wondering, what the fuck is he putting on his head? Cedar wood. Oil. Alright? Matter of fact, it'd be a good idea just to put some of that on the cards too. Alright. So let's get started. Now this reading, I would like to think that this reading is specifically for the next week to a week and a half. Okay? But I'm just going to say this. If it resonates with you, if you happen to see this shit 2 years from now and it resonates with you, just go with it, man. Okay? Just go with it. All right. Okay, here we go. Air signs. What's that air sign magic? Because, geez, god damn. All right, just a second here. I'm going to tell you what I see. And I'm just doing it I don't even know how the fuck I'm doing it. Let me just keep these in case I need them. Keep them close. All right. So, what am I seeing here? All right. This is not looking too good for some of you. Okay. So, I'm going to start off in the middle here. First of all, what I am seeing is, I feel this sense of division, okay? For a lot of you different air signs. I do feel this is also going to be mirroring your own division inside. I feel like you might be finding yourself feeling like you're torn in half or you're ripped in half. Maybe between obligations, maybe between certain choices that need to be made. Okay? Do not get it fucked up though. I also feel like somebody may be getting a divorce, or the decision to get a divorce will be made over the next week and a half. Like it'll finally click like, yes, we're getting a divorce. This is it. This is it. Or you may be the recipient of that information. Now, what may be behind that? Okay, if you're in a relationship, seems to me, because one thing that's going to be factoring in here too over the next week and a half to 2 weeks, up until like, especially around the new moon, is going to be issues with communication. Issues with that fantasy picture you had of somebody else just totally being destroyed. Irreconcilable differences. Okay? I do also believe that this is reflecting in irreconcilable differences inside of yourself also. You have not been able to come to a certain place where you can say, okay, look, It's this or it's that. Some of you are at war with yourselves. That's what I'm getting. You may find also that you're putting your foot in your mouth during arguments. There may be a situation with somebody, possibly a lover, if this relates to you, if this resonates with you, where you're going to have like this verbal blowout. And during the blowout, shit's going to be said. Words are going to be thrown, okay? And you can't unthrow words once you throw them. It's just, that's what it is. And some of course, many of you have been through this shit already before. And then of course the person always says, well, you know I didn't mean it, I was just mad. But hey, sometimes it's like, look, I think you said what you really fucking meant. Some of you are also looking at certain relationship problems because of competition. Some of you are also, and the competition is going to get, competition can get ugly. Competition can be cool. It can be a good thing in certain contexts, okay? But in this context, I'm seeing like, you got the 5 of dicks here, okay? And to me, this is saying where the competition starts getting ugly. People start doing things. Stepping out of line, crossing lines. I'm just looking around, so bear with me. Another thing I see here, air sign. Another thing I see here, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is some of you may also be experiencing, this may be a challenging time too. I feel like there's going to be a time, this is going to be a time where either your health is going to be a challenge to you, something about your health. Maybe it's an accident. Maybe it's a medical condition. Maybe it's a medical condition or accident of somebody that you love or that's close to you or that really affects you and your way of life. Okay, I feel there's going to be some problems with this. Yet another reason why you'd want protection. If you can't avoid the blow, you at least want to soften the blow. It's like if you're going to catch the punch, at least roll with it. You understand what I'm saying? I also see some of you air signs getting down on yourself because yet again, over the next week and some change, you will do something or not do something which constitutes self-sabotage. Getting in your own fucking way. Getting in your own way. That is all of our biggest enemy, biggest challenge, biggest problems is ourselves. And the ability to be able to get out of your own way. Well, a situation like that is going to come up again. Maybe there's something that you didn't do that you know you should have. Maybe you did something you know you shouldn't have done. And you knew it was going to complicate things, and sure enough, it's about to. Neglect. I see somebody also not turning in some form of paperwork, and that's going to come and just bite you square in the motherfucking ass. Or maybe even like a ticket, taking care of like a ticket or something like that. And another thing I see here, air signs, is a reluctance to let go of what needs to be let go of right about now. Your spirit is trying to like push you into somewhere new, and you're not going. You're like, you know what I'm saying? You're doing that move, all right? Now, if this was up, I'd be like, cool, you're doing the damn thing, but it's not. So, that's something else that I'm getting too. Some of you are going to be offered a new job or a new position or some form of an opportunity as well. And I see you guys turning it down. Now, that may also be related to this. You know you should have took that. You fucked up this opportunity. Damn, we're already at 15 minutes. And some of you though, I would say that the refusal or passing the job is actually a good thing. If you're listening to your spirit and you're moving in alignment with your spirit, it's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing. You're going to want to also watch out for this guy. Could be a fire sign. And for all intents and purposes, this could be a woman as well, okay? But I do see it as somebody like younger than you. And I see it as somebody though who's seemingly showing up to cause some motherfucking trouble. All right? I do have some good news though. If you are on a job, if you have a position, maybe you're in a corporate position. For some of you, this will apply, okay? For some of you, I see that you seem to be impressing the higher-ups, or a higher-up actually likes you and is like pushing for you. You know, I think we need to promote them, you know, that type of thing. Conversely, also, if you've already had some legal situations or problems, I see that that's going to be going well also. All right. So that is your brief Shangodiac. But like I said, we're going to be going down through all the signs here in the next 2 days. So don't worry about it. There's more information to come. All right. So we had the air signs. Y'all had your time. All right, y'all had your time. Now let's see who else is going to be coming up here. Who else is next? What sign's next? What sign is next? Of course, the fire signs. Yes, 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 yes. I can't help it. Call me biased, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Me no care. All right. Okay. So, all my fire signs, okay? Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Give it to me now. All right? Open up for whatever needs to come through here. Papa Shangita gonna take care of you. All right. So fire signs. Let's see what's going on with the fire signs. What is going on with the fire signs? Show me what I need to say. Show me what needs to be shown for the fire signs. What needs to be shown for the fire signs? What's up for my fuego? Once again, I'm just kind of freestyling with the spreads here. don't even know if I'm doing it exactly like I just did the air signs, but hey, whatever, okay? Shit. Just let me look around here. I'm not really crazy about this, my fire signs. I love you. Oh, I love you, but you know what? I don't know. Some of you fire signs are fucking about to go through it, man. First off, some of you fire signs appear to be, to me, in some form of a power struggle. And I think this has to do with a relationship, to be honest with you. I really do. All right. Well, why would you say that, Papa Shangito? Because of this right here. 8 of Cups reversed, 8 of Coins reversed. All right. So some of you fire signs are dealing with somebody who, or you're in a situation that has you feeling. Number one, you've had a fucking terrible change of heart. You're probably really, really thinking about this whole situation. Actually, you're probably more leaning towards, I think I need to get the fuck out of this situation. You definitely don't feel emotionally good about yourself. I think you've been putting up with some shit that you've also been getting down on yourself about. That's really one thing I'm picking up too. It's like in a way that you haven't been faithful to yourself lately. Because maybe the old you or the ideal you would never put up with some shit like you've been putting up with. And what I'm concerned about is the way it's also affecting your whole self-image in the way that your esteem, your like self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of esteem do you hold yourself in right now? I also see that some of you fire signs may be having some money problems or a change of status. This looks like an involuntary downgrade in some ways. Like shit might get a little tight. All right. There is something going on in a lot of you fire signs. You guys are in a fucking, I keep feeling this is a fucking relationship. The relationship is the catalyst, okay? You are always the cause. And this is not about blame, as I've said before. You are always the cause. However, the relationship, the situationship is showing you, like real time, what the fuck is going on inside of you. And you probably have caught yourself wondering, what the fuck is going on? Why is shit going down? Like, why is shit even happening like this? Because number one, what I keep seeing here overhead is you and somebody else cannot seem to get on the same page. Seems like y'all are beefing, y'all are funking, y'all are just not able to make this situation, or whatever this situation is, resolute. And it's wearing away at you. And believe it or not, in some form or fashion, it's wearing away at them too. Relationships are not just one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Like, you both are going to feel some shit. You know, not just you, but since we're talking about you, this is how it's coming through. And then this guy again. Although I don't necessarily feel that this is really, I feel actually kind of cool about this card, all right? You too also seem to be doing, you know what, I'm going to start, I'm getting on myself about this. I'm going to stop saying the words self-sabotage, okay? Because that's not exactly what it is. You're actually getting something from not doing something that you know you should, or doing something that you know you shouldn't. Doing something that you know is going to have an adverse effect. There is a gain there. There is something you're getting from it. Okay? Also, worries about work To me, this is saying worries about work. Some of you fire signs also feel like you guys are fucking literally dying at your job. And for all intents and purposes, this could actually be split up into two. Like your home life is looking like it might be shitty or having some shitty problems, major problems. But then you're also catching it at work too. But I also see it though, like worry about work. And if it isn't a worry about work, it's a worry that, fuck, am I going to be at this job forever? You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, that's what it's coming through is like, you know. Just taking my time. I will say this though, there is a candle in the darkness here. Okay. Now last in the air sign reading, this guy came up as here he is again. Here he is again, fucking Prince Charles. Galloping fucking through. But you know what I see this as this time right now? Yet and still, no matter what is going on right now, I do feel also that some of you fire signs are real good. When you get emotional, it doesn't matter whether you get like really highly emotional, like an elevated emotion or a lower emotion. It does something to your creativity because it gives you something to say. It gives you something to express. So for me, the way this is coming through, because I don't want to just have all negative shit if I can help it. Okay? This is about that creative spark. Because you're kind of at a crossroads here where you can do something with these emotions and all this stuff if you channel it, if you have something that you do that is creative. Okay, some of you need to pick back up something that is creative. I'm pretty sure all of you have some type of creative hobby, some type of creative pastime, or something that you were involved with that had to do with creativity, whether it was some form of art, I don't know what the fuck it is. Putting together IKEA furniture. Fuck, I don't know. Whatever it is for you that is creative. Because in some ways, I feel like that's also therapeutic for you. You know what I'm saying? I thought I seen some triple numbers on this box here, this code, but I did not. I'll say this too, though. This is also the card of the spiritual. This is the card of the spiritual initiate, or like what this shows me is that because of some of you, because of this, whatever the fuck is going on here, it's got you all vexed up and shit. You're going to begin maybe some form of a new, maybe a new path working, getting into some, practicing some other new form of spirituality that you wasn't practicing before. You know, something new. Do some new to bring in some new. Become new, you know. And I feel like in some ways, for some of you, that's what this card also applies to. Some of you, not all of you, though. And finally, this came out weird. Some of you fire signs need to hear this. You are so close to, some of you, obviously, a lot of you fire signs to me are looking for a financial breakthrough. Okay, you're looking for that financial breakthrough. More than likely, your financial breakthrough is going to come in phases. It's going to come in steps. Okay? This is an actually excellent time to begin to examine your beliefs about money, especially the beliefs that you had as a kid. Maybe take a stroll back in memory lane and see what is your earliest memories of money. How do you remember money as a kid? Were you always given the speech that money doesn't grow on trees? And so forth, okay? Because this right here has to do with you. Also, anything you might have did karmic-wise Actually, this card is coming through several different ways, but anything that you might have done karmic-wise, you want to watch out because you're going to be reaping and sowing what you've done. What do I mean by that? If you have taken out of fear, done greasy shit out of fear, you might want to look out because it feels like it's going to come back. It's the doing it out of the greasiness, out of the fear, that sets the pendulum in motion, so it has to come back. So it depends. It's not what you do a lot. It's how you do it. That's one of the secrets. Okay? Also, conversely though, if you have given, okay, if you've done some altruistic things out of gratitude and just because you had that spirit of giving and shit, you can look for some good things to come to you as well. And especially right now, what you're doing now, it seems like you may notice certain shit kind of coming back. But once again, the most important thing that this card talks about to me is your realization that you are your own source of abundance. That's really the bottom line here. That's really the brass tacks of things when we get down to it. And until you come to know that shit, not just here, oh yeah, you have it memorized, I am my own source of abundance. No, I'm talking about if you have to look back at a certain experience that you could see, hey, there's proof. I was my own source of abundance. I mean, if you're in a job, if you've started a business, no matter what, you are the source. You're the one who put yourself in that job. You're the one who started that business. You're the one who's doing that hustle. And yes, you have customers and all of that. Okay, but you got to understand your role in this shit. And you got to understand that as your own source of abundance, you go forward and create your own channels with which that abundance can get to you. It needs channels, man. It needs channels. But I think the most important thing out of that is that self-realization, the aha moment. The aha moment. The aha moment, baby. Okay? That's the most important part. If I could give you anything, well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't give you that because you need to come to that yourself. You ever notice how you may see some things, you may know some things, and you try and tell somebody some shit, and it's like they just can't get it until the day comes that you just get it, or that they just get it. And it was like you could have talked to your blue in the face. It wouldn't have made no difference. Because there was an appointed time that that person was going to become conscious in that particular way where they can recognize that information, where they can internalize it, where they can have an experience with it, where it changes them. It's not just some words. All right. So we had air, we had fire. Who's next? Next, of course, we got the water signs going on here. Okay, so if you are a water sign, if you're a Cancer, a Scorpio, a Scorpino, if you're a Krusty Krab, Scorpino, or Pisces, you're gonna want to listen up. Okay, you're going to want to listen up. All right. Show us what I need. Show us what we need. Matter of fact, all you Pisces and Scorpinos and all that shit, come to the front. Come to the Shangodiac altar. Blow on this shit for me, huh? Thank you. Show me what I need to say to them. Show me what needs to be said. What do they need to know at this point from this particular reading at this particular time? One more time to blow your mind. All right. Well, I believe the full moon was in Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken. But shortly after the full moon, it went into Pisces. Something cosmically was happening with Pisces over the last 2 days ago or some shit like that. Pisces came up somewhere. Or the moon was in the sign or some shit. Don't quote me on that, okay? All right, Pisces. First off, let me just say this. It's not just Pisces, though. All right. Let me just say this, though. You water signs are not going crazy right now. It may seem like you're going crazy right now, but you're not, okay? There is a lot of intuitive channels and downloads right now. Your intuitions right now, I feel like a lot of you water signs, your intuition right now is like on super blast. Like the needle is in the red. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, I would almost say, like, to me, it can almost feel overwhelming right now with the amount of information. If you water signs are not writing your shit down right now, you're making a very big mistake, because a lot of this shit, none of it is on purpose. None of it is junk information. So just because you're getting it now does not mean it's going to be relevant for right now. It doesn't mean it's going to be useful to you right now. But you do want to write it down. And I would even go so far as to say that a lot of you water signs, even though a lot of this is coming through, and for some of you, like I said, it may be a confusing time because you're so used to like your voices of doubt and just your ego and your regular mind chatter. Some of you aren't even aware that a lot of this is your intuition because you don't recognize it yet. You haven't recognized it. Some of you mistake your logic for intuition because it makes sense. But intuition is higher logic. You know what I'm saying? And I feel also because of the influx of all this information that a lot of you are getting right now, that it's confusing as fuck. So what does that mean if it's confusing as fuck? Well, if it's confusing as fuck, that means a lot of you water signs ain't making no moves at all. Too many choices is paralyzing for a lot of you. As indicated by this. Because some of you water signs have you have a particular choice that needs to be made. Do you go? I feel like a fucking broken record here. Do you go? Do you stay? Do you go left? Do you go right? Is it on? Is it off? Which is it? And a lot of you water signs are like, hey, you know what I'm saying right now? I don't even know. I'm just going to sit here and just kind of go like that and like fucking suck on my thumb or some shit. I feel that for a lot of you water signs too, you want certainty. You want a guarantee. You want to guarantee before you make that move. Because I'm telling you, the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of you water signs, you've been worried about money. To some form of fashion, you've been worried about money. You've been worried about what you're going to do what if. There's a lot of what ifs right now, I feel, for you. Okay? Some of you may also be losing money. Some of these choices, go, stay, left, right, whatever, are affecting your finances as well. So for every day that you're not doing something, you're incrementally losing. And not only that, you're also incrementally, if this decision has to do with also like your self-respect, honoring yourself. Because, oh yeah, we're getting to the relationships part too also, okay? Because some of you, this factoring in here, I left that for last. Some of you, of course, the decision is to go or stay. And you know you should go, but the longer you stay here, and whatever the situation is, the more you lose. You're leaking. Where are we at with time? Yeah, you're leaking. Oh yeah, you're leaking. You're losing something for yourself, like respect for yourself, or I'm trying to find the right words for this, but to me, this three of coins is also like, if I was you, it's like I'm compromising myself. And every time I compromise myself, it feels like I lose a little piece of myself to this situation or to whatever. Because a lot of you water signs right now are either involved in and you don't know it, or you have been aware of this shit. But yeah, there's like a threes company going on here. And not only that, there's deception going on. And I can tell you already, a lot of you water signs have been lying to yourself. So it's no wonder that whoever you're dealing with, has been lying to you too, has been leaving certain shit out, giving you just half-truths. It's no wonder. It's being totally reflected. Inside is being totally reflected in H-fucking-D right now to you. And that's how I know what this is too. Yep. Some of you water signs are in a situation where you guys are both doing something. You maybe have another little interest outside of the relationship. They have another, and both of you can see the writing on the wall, or you can feel the change in the dynamic in like the relationship. It's an unspoken thing, but y'all can feel it. It's palpable. You know what I'm saying? You can feel that shit. You can feel something's different. Even if they haven't went all the way yet, and some of you know that's already too late. They already went all the way. Maybe you went all the way. Maybe you're still faithful to them, but you just know because you could feel that difference. There's that difference. You know that difference. And, you know, some of this also is creating more blockages, keeping you more fenced in. Now, this isn't for everybody what I'm about to say. But some of you really need to get up off your fucking ass and decide if this is where you're going to stay or not. Because your partner And, the energetic cords, the connections, the entanglement that they are creating is also affecting you. That is why you feel what you feel. There's a disturbance in the force. There's a definite disturbance in the force. That's unmistakable. So if somebody went and got a venereal disease, they can pass that to you, right? Well, what do you think you're going to get with somebody who's dipping into somebody who's got STD, spiritually transmitted demons, so to speak, okay? Or bottom feeder type of entities that love feeding on very low range, low vibrational emotions. And you're opening yourself up to them, your body, your aura. You're looking at trouble. Some of you water signs feel like you don't know which way is up, which way is down. You can play it off well, but inside you're just kind of like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, you feel lost as fuck, and a lot of this has to do with, obviously, like I said, all this information that you got coming that you may not even be aware of, that is you're receiving these transmissions. Okay, but then you also got this earthly human bullshit going on. You got this internal shit going on. So it's just like shit's all over the place. I really feel like that. I really feel like shit's just all over the place with you. A lot of you water signs anyway. So my question to you is, where have you been lying to yourself? And see, this is the thing. You know where it is. You know where. You fucking know where you've been lying to yourself. You can fake and front like you don't know to somebody else. You can even try and fake and front to me. But you know. I know you know. There is nothing you can say or do that will convince me otherwise. You know. So really, I guess the question is, when are you going to do right by yourself? Stop this people-pleasing fuck shit. That's part of the Eight of Swords. Because then beliefs cause energetic blocks. So the belief of, if I do what's right for me, then I'm being a selfish prick. Wrong. That's from like your critical upbringing. Okay, moving on. Earth sign. Earth sign. Earth sign. Talk to me, Earth sign. Talk to me, Earth sign. Oh, okay. So, Taurus, the Virgo, and the Cap. Go ahead and bless the deck with that. Open it up. Ah. Okay. Cooking it live for you. At Shangodiac, man. Cook it right at the table for you. And flip it on your fucking plate. Now what? All right. What the fuck? Just give me a second here, Earth sign. You know what? Actually, this isn't actually too bad. This actually isn't too bad. Some of you earth signs are going to do, you're going to do okay. You're going to do pretty good, I feel. Of course, each of these cards, I see both polarities though. All right, so I'm going to give it to you the way that I see it. Okay. This is a time for doors being closed, for death. Destruction is the first part of creation a lot of times, okay? So we do have that. Some of you are going to actually voluntarily quit a job. There's a job ending because you're quitting it. You're saying, you know what? Fuck this. Which, in a way, is kind of like unlike a lot of you earth signs, because y'all will fucking hold on to a motherfucking job forever because you're so fucking practical. A lot of you are so fucking practical. Unless you have some fucking a good amount of fire in your chart or something like that. But other than that, a lot of you are fucking very, which is good. Practicality is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not shitting on y'all for that. I'm just saying it has its limitations though. Okay? Especially when it comes to creating some new shit. Stepping into the new shit. But like I said, I see some of you being like, you know what? Fuck this. This door or this ending right here is the beginning of something new. Nine of Spades is also the card of death. A card. It's one of the death cards. So I'm looking at it also as some of you earth signs are going to be putting an end to certain habits or certain activities that you might have done that was detrimental to your health. Now, it is important not just to quit something. You cannot leave a void. You have to fill the void. Subconscious mind is a funny thing. Your subconscious mind will recognize, hey, yeah, that's a void, but then be like, hey, it feels like something's missing. And sometimes it will bring it back or reform whatever it was that you was working so hard to destroy so you can move on to something else. So always remember that. Matter of fact, don't ever just destroy something unless you have something else better and new to replace it. I'm still looking around. Just hold on. Be patient. Wow, you got, like, this is crazy. Some of you earth signs are also going to be encountering, or you've just maybe you've just kind of connected with somebody or whatever, but I feel like a karmic. See, well, first of all, let me tell you this. This is coming through all kinds of ways. Your shit's kind of all over the place, in my opinion. Not necessarily negative, but it's just coming in all kinds of different ways. First of all, I do feel that some of your earth signs are going to be in contact with a karmic relationship, either from your past in this particular incarnation or a karmic relationship from another incarnation, which will be the first time in this incarnation that you're actually going to run into somebody. Now, I don't know exactly how that's going to go yet. You're going to have to tune into your Shangodiac. Maybe that'll come out, maybe not. I don't know. Another thing is right now, this type of karma card, right? This is also going to be a time, and I can't say whether this is bad or good because it's going to be based on what you've done. What seeds you have planted in the past couple months. But whatever it is that you planted is going to come, what is it? The chickens are coming home to roost. It's basically how this card is also coming through. So now I want to say this all conversely too. For some of you that may seem to be negative experiences, some negative experiences. Some of you may have a mixture of what you would call negative experiences and positive negative experiences. Okay, but I also get a sense that Out of it all, though, you're going to be okay. I always give this example for this card, depending if I feel this or not. But if something breaks down, you lose something. You have an unexpected bill. It gets compensated by something else coming in. So it's like you don't ever sink down, but you don't like necessarily go up unless you've been planting also good seeds, obviously within, and of course expressing that through your actions. But this card to me is a stabilizing card. If you lose your job, there's one right there. It's that type of thing. You know, there also may be an abrupt ending to a relationship. I feel some of your earth signs may be like, you know what, fuck this. Especially you Caps. You Caps are pretty good at that shit. You know what? But for some reason, too, earth signs, I feel like this may be a time of some secrets being exposed. Okay? Maybe some of your secrets, but secrets exposed to you about some other shit. And whenever this card is present, you can expect the unexpected. Now, I'm not saying that's positive. I'm not saying that's negative. And once again, even at that, those are subjective terms. You determine what is positive and what's negative for you. You determine what's happening to you and what's happening for you. And that's, no one can take that away from you. You can give that up if you want to, but no one can take that away from you. I do also see, though, too, a major change of heart. All these different little things going on. I feel like you guys are going to actually be feeling pretty motherfucking good, which I'm glad to see. Also, for some of you earth signs in your relationship, I feel will also have a change of heart. Or I just feel like a higher elevated emotional state coming, you know. Now, obviously, emotions change like the weather, you know. But I feel like in some ways, too, this also reflects how you're going to be feeling about yourself, too. But this change of heart, specifically, I feel has to do with, like, either a situation. I feel like some of you are actually going to feel fucking great that you finally quit this job. It's like you feel proud of yourself. You should, too. You should. Earth signs, though, you do want to watch out for your health. You want to take care of yourself. Make sure you're taking your supplements, your vitamin C, your vitamin D, shit like that. I feel like some of you earth signs may be prone to an accident. You know, your foot slip. I don't even want to say, you know what I'm saying, but your foot, you know, when I say accidents, I mean like injuries. So do be careful about that. This is another kind, it's karma, it's karmic to me, but it's not necessarily a karmic card. I feel like some of your earth signs too, because a lot of your earth signs can be very mundane about shit to a large extent. But I see like some of you, I think that also has to do with your elated sense of emotion or just feeling maybe more grounded, more at peace. Just the best way I can explain it, emotionally elevated, but I do feel like some of you are going to also be experiencing a type of gnosis, if you will, or some spiritual awakenings through the mundane events in your life. This to me represents also some self-introspection. Revelation of some of your own secrets that maybe you've been keeping from yourself. You do want to be on the lookout, though. You want to be looking with this eye, though. In your business dealings, and especially those of you who didn't quit your job, who are still at the job, because I feel like there is a higher probability here, especially over the next week or two, for miscommunications and deception, or mistakes made because of missing information. Not necessarily like someone lied to you or someone tried to keep the shit away from you, but you just didn't know that you didn't know. There's always shit you don't know, okay? As much as you know, for everything that you know, you create more that you don't know. And that's just the nature of things. All right? But all in all, and also I see some of you earth signs, which to me, I feel like this is kind of a weird period where some of your earth signs are going to be doing shit that seems to be out of character. Some of the people around you may be looking at you like, what are you doing? Who are you? Because I also see some of you earth signs actually taking a leap of faith, and for being so practical and always having to be able to connect it. I need to be able to see how this is going to, you know what? This is that age of Aquarius shit, though. That age of Aquarius life. You can't see past it. I mean, you can have your plan. That's cool. But you best not be married to that plan, because shit is not going to go according to that plan. No matter how well you plan it, it's not going to go according to that plan. There's going to be zigs, zags. You may have to come back around. You may do this, do that, go all over the place, but you have to be adaptable. And some of you earth signs are not adaptable. You guys are fucking rigid as fuck. The more rigid you are, the more likely you're going to snap. Hopefully, you are blessed with some mutable fucking signs and shit in your shit. Fuck all that. You can be mutable here if you want to. You can adjust your perception. You can adjust how you think. You can adjust your attitude. You can adjust your beliefs, which will make you more adaptable. How you interpret things is going to determine whether you all rigid and stiff with shit and try it has to be this way or whatever, or whether you can go with the flow. But that's what I have for you. So like I said, you want to stay tuned, because in the next 2 to 3 days, we're dropping all the Shangodiacs. Get your protection on. The 360 protection, audio amulet, subliminal incantation comes with a very special, powerful, yet simple spiritual bath that you can do. So you can listen to this while taking the bath for the extra oomph. And you can be fortified and protected, because like I said, shit's going to get kind of funky over this next week and a half for many of you. Astrologically speaking, energetically speaking, if you don't know, if you're not really on top of your shit, there's a propensity here to get just fucking thrown off here. Miscommunications, like all kinds of shit happening. So you want to protect yourself from external threats as well as internal threats. Domestic and foreign, okay? So we'll be back again with your individualized Shangodiacs, Aries through Pisces, starting tomorrow. Peace.